Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with my weekly reading plans. This is for week number 16 and it is April the 16th through the 22nd. So welcome, happy Saturday everybody. So last week I did this video unintentionally on a Saturday because I wasn't feeling well on the Friday, so I didn't film or post anything. But I really liked the fact that I did it on a Saturday because it felt like there was no pressure. It was, like on Friday, sometimes I felt like, oh, I've got to get this filmed, try and film it on Wednesday or Thursday night, get it posted for Friday, because of course I work on Fridays. And, the Saturdays is just so much more chill that I can sit and have a chat with you guys. I don't feel like I'm rushing through these videos. So that's a lot of fun. So yeah, so these are my weekly reading plans. So essentially in my weekly reading plans, I'm going to share with you guys 4 books that are on my weekly TBR, if you will. This is not including, Harlequin books potentially that I plan on getting to. This is not including library books that I'm hoping to get to. There's kind of a lot. So for example, last week of the 4 books that I had on my list, I've read 2 of them. Okay. 1.5 at this point, because I'm reading 4 books at once right now. So we were laughing about this last night in a live show with me, Storm from Storm Reads, and Lee from Dark Roots Creations. We were saying that, if you're reading multiple books at a time, like one week you might not finish, it feels like you didn't read any books. And then the next week, all of a sudden you finish 8 books. So that's just kind of the way it goes, and that's fine. So the books that I don't get to in these weekly reading, in these weekly reading lists, essentially, I add them to another list that I have called books I didn't get to. I literally have a list started of books I did not get to that were on these weekly, reading plans, but I didn't read them, so they get added to this list. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe next year I might have instead of a book off my physical shelves, a book off my digital shelves, it might be one of those would be maybe it'll be a book from my TBR and then a book from that list. In 2024 to try and get through some of those ones. That might be kind of fun. We shall see. But anyway, guys, so let's get into today's list. And I think I'm also going to share with you in this video a couple of the books, like a library book I might try and get to and a Harlequin book that I might try and get to, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a snapshot of what might get read next week. So not currently reading, but books I hope to read next. So we'll start off with this week and or the 4 prompts that I have. And the first prompt is a book off my digital or my physical shelves, which are the ones behind me. And I do spin a wheel. And the thing was, what I was noticing when I was spinning the wheel, the same prompts kept coming up again and again. So what I've started to do is remove them once I've used them, and then I'm adding them to, I have a list of all the prompts. And then once I'm down to just a handful of them on the wheel, I'll add them all back again. Because, like I said, I kept getting the same ones over and over again, read a book that you bought for the cover or read a book by a favorite author, which are great prompts, but I had them really recently and I kind of wanted something different. So I was really happy with the one that I got for this week, and it was read a book with a night scene on the cover. So I had a lot of fun kind of going through my shelves and finding something. And this is one that I bought relatively recently from a thrift store. And this is Her Darkest Secret by Jessica R. Patch. So as you can see, it's a night scene. She's got a flashlight, so it's clearly dark out. This is a love-inspired. This is not a love-inspired novel that you think of like a category romance love-inspired. This is a single title love-inspired book, not a category love-inspired. I know, confusing much? Yes. But as you can tell, this is a bigger trade paperback, as opposed to the smaller mass market paperbacks that the regular love-inspired books are. Hold on one second. Sorry, I just want to give you guys a visual. So for example, here's the love-inspired suspense, but you can see that it's much smaller, right, in comparison. And it does say love-inspired suspense across the top. So this is a category romance, whereas this bigger trade paperback would just be a single title, what's considered to be single titles. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think Storm might have read this. Somebody, I think, read this and they enjoyed it. It's a psychological thriller, so I am very excited. I've read this author before. I really like her work, so I'm looking forward to getting to this one. The next one is a book off of my digital shelves, which is my Kindle, my Kobo, the e-Harlequin books that I have, like the electronic Harlequin books that I have. And the prompt for this one was a book involving travel. So I did a search for romance, road trip romance, which, I mean, come on, that's the epitome of summer, right? Road trip romances. And this book came up, and this is going to be a reread. I know I've read it at least once before. It might have even been twice. But this is one of my favorite Kristan Higgins novels, and I do have it for my Kindle. I also have it on Audible, so I will probably be listening to this one, and that is My One and Only by Kristan Higgins. So this is a story about a couple that was married, and they both go to a wedding for like a mutual friend, or it might be her sis. I can't remember exactly whose wedding it is but they both end up going to this wedding. And then it's very much like if you read the book Dashing Through the Snow by Debbie Macomber, where they only have one vehicle and they've got to travel back across the country together and they don't get along. And yeah, this book is so, so good. This book, there are scenes in this book that had me in tears. Because of the emotion of the story, like these. And this is when Kristan Higgins still kind of wrote more contemporary romance as opposed to the more women's fiction that she's writing now. I like both, but I did get my start with her reading her more contemporary romance. And she also does fade to black romance. Like, she doesn't do anything explicit in her books, or her characters don't, I should say. But yeah, this one is probably, I mean, if you ask me to pick some of my favorite Kristan Higgins novels, Just One of the Guys is still my number one favorite. And this probably runs in a close second, just because I love a second chance romance. I love a road trip romance. And like I said, this book just had so much emotion in it. So I'm already talking about it like I just read it recently, but this is a reread and I'm super, super excited about giving this one a reread. The next prompt is a series book. So a book off of my huge group of series that I have going right now. And I have a lot of books on that list, a lot of different series that I'm working on. So I did a random number generator and I came up with this one. And then yesterday on Friday, because I was off work, I ended up at the library. I was only going to drop off books. I wasn't necessarily going to pick things up, but I did. So because it's a thing. And I ended up seeing this one. Like, I had picked this already because I'd already put this list together yesterday morning. And then I ended up at the library and I don't have a copy of this. I was going to borrow it digitally from the library. Chances are I'm probably going to borrow and listen to it on audio. But I decided, so I can have a physical edition of it too, is Cream Puff Murder by Joanne Fluke, which is the 11th book in the Hannah Swensen series. I know this is a much loved and hated series by a lot of cozy mystery readers, but I think it's fun. There's a point in this series where it kind of goes off the rails from my understanding. I haven't hit that point yet, so yeah, I am looking forward to this one. I do, again, like this series, so yeah, that's that one. And then my throwback book, which is a book that a book up from my childhood, essentially, and I'll be reading the next in the Nancy Drew Mystery Stories series, which is the old Yellow Spine books, and this is Clue in the Crumbling Wall, say that 3 times fast, by Caroline Keene, Nancy Drew Mysteries number 22. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one as well. So like I said, I've got some time. I thought I would share with you guys not the books I'm currently reading, but the ones I'm hoping to get to next. So hold on one second. So also being added to the list for next week, hopefully, the next library book I want to get to is Find Your Way Home by Jackie Ashenden. This is a contemporary romance novel. I talked about this in my library haul video recently. So yeah, I am looking forward to getting to this one. I also started a separate list, like another book is a Amish in April book, because it is Amish in April. Amish in April isn't officially happening until not this week coming, but the week after. It starts on the 22nd, actually, so next Sunday, or the 21st. I can't remember what day it is. It doesn't matter. I'll put it right here. Is when it officially starts, but me and a lot of other people are reading Amish books all month long, which I totally encourage you guys to do. So I decided to have an Amish book going throughout the month as well. I'm reading one right now, but the one after that, because I did put a vote up on my Instagram yesterday, and overwhelmingly, the Amanda Flower book won out, but this one came in, like this was the other book, so I thought this one's going to get read next, and that is Among the Wicked by Linda Castillo, or Castello, I think, and this is, I think, the 7th or 8th book in the Kate Burkholder series. I can't remember exactly where it is. Did I write it down here somewhere? I might have, bear with, number 8. It's number 8 in the Kate Burkholder series. So yeah, so I am looking forward to this one very, very much. And then I have my current Harlequin book on the go. So the one when I'm done, that one is going to be Engaged to London's Wildest Billionaire by, I should know this, Callie Anthony. So I'm looking forward to this one as well. So that's kind of all the books that are on my radar for next week. Let's see if we can get to them all. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, those are my plans, my friends. And yeah, that's it. Let me know what you guys have planned to read next week. Have you guys read any of these books that I'm talking about? Or, are you looking forward to reading any of them yourself? Do any of them sound any good? And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.